All right, welcome back, everybody. We continue to watch protests in Hong Kong. And as they happen, take a look at this chart. It's HIBOR. It's the Hong Kong Interbank Offered Rate. That is the rate the banks charge each other. HIBOR has been spiking just in the last few days, rising more than 1% since the start of November. For more on Hong Kong's unrest and the potential impact on the global markets, also the U.S. China trade talks, let's welcome Max Baucus. He is the former U.S. ambassador to China during the Obama administration. He's also, of course, a former U.S. senator from Montana. And Ambassador, thanks for being here.
You bet.
So what happens now? Let's just start with what Larry Kudlow said last night, that the mood music seems to be on, that we are closer to a first deal. How do you read it?
Well, I hope so. We all want a deal. Probably could be a first phase. Modest, maybe some rollbacks, tariffs slightly, maybe some purchases of soybeans, other agriculture products. I doubt there's much addressing the structural problems in China, but it's a first phase. It's a first phase, and that gives President Trump an argument against the hardliners to say, hey, this is just phase one, more later.
You think more later will come?
We'll see. I don't know. It depends on the economy. It depends how much Trump wants a deal, frankly, before the election. We'll see.
The numbers we've been getting from China recently show that their economy is increasingly under pressure from this.
No question. It's under pressure, and I think it's under pressure only 10% because of trade. It's under pressure 90% because of deleveraging and other problems in the economy. There's no question that's true. However, the Chinese are tough. It's an authoritarian government, and I have a high regard for their ability to take care of problems.
In terms of what we've seen in Hong Kong, the video we've just watched, it's almost 6 months of protests at this point. How does that eventually, or does it eventually, work its way into some of these trade talks as well?
Well, I was just in Hong Kong just a few days ago, in China several days, for a week actually. And Hong Kong is a slow motion train wreck. It's a train wreck because the outcome, I think, is pretty much inevitable. That is, the protesters are going to finally be pushed back, and some of them are going to be arrested. There's not going to be an outside intervention, and I think that's pretty clear.
Does the United States eventually have to weigh in and say something about it or not?
Sorry?
Does the United States eventually have to weigh in and say something?
I think it will not, because if it were, that would upset China even more, make it even more difficult to get a trade agreement. Add to that, I don't think our president cares much about human rights, so I doubt that's going to happen.
What do you think the most likely scenario? You think a trade deal, or at least a first phase, will come, let's say, in the next few months?
Yeah, I think, again, it'll be modest. Both sides want some relief. China certainly does. The Chinese tell me that when I was there last week. They like to see some relief. But you really sense a strong nationalism in China. They think they kind of know where they are. And to be honest, they think they have President Trump's number a bit, that they can outweigh him a little bit because he keeps changing his mind. Now, they also know he needs a deal. He thinks he needs a deal before the election. That gives the Chinese some leverage.
You think they're turning the screws at this point, then?
I think they are a little bit. Add to that, on the other hand, some Chinese would kind of like Trump reelected. Why? Because, they see that Trump's, with his America First, America is losing its position worldwide. That allows China to fill in the gap.
So we're at lowest unemployment record ever. We've got all-time highs in the market. China, it has some of the worst numbers that we've seen in years, but they've got the upper hand now, according to you.
I think they're tough. They're authoritarian.
Okay.
And they're just,
I mean, you've said it every time you come on, but I don't know. The facts don't really seem to be with you on that one.
Ambassador Baucus, I want to thank you.
Always great to see you.